Yep.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
First week of lockdown. I know we were supposed to be practicing at this moment, but we have something else. So this week and for the next 3 weeks when we're having a lockdown, we're going to be remaining indoors, safe, but we continue to keep our fitness going and we continue to keep our cricket going at home in the garden. And over the next 4 weeks, we have Jahid, who most of you guys know, and Adam Bor. And they're going to take you through some very key drills that you can practice at home for batting, bowling, and fielding. And at the end of it, we'll also be throwing you a challenge that we want you to try and see if you can do it at home and send over videos to us. As you know, Jahid has represented Essex and Adam's played for Kent. Jahid is currently Kent's performance coach, and Adam, who skipper England's under-19 team, is the head coach for Kent under-13s. Avi, you have a few words to say?
Yeah, sure. No, I think you did a good introduction, Govind. I mean, couple of things that we discussed that we will do during this 4 weeks period is starting with some of the basic drills and then going into more progression or going into more advanced stage on those drills, right? With batting, some of the drills that with batting and bowling, some of the drills that we have already done or already been practicing within our mostly in the afternoon session. I think it would be a good way to refresh those two items, which are pretty much the key aspect of batting. I mean, even in the top level, and I was watching a lot of master classes, and so as all of us. And the key primary thing about batting on the batting side is the top hand, right? There are different top hand drill, but at this age, what is most important for us is to strengthen our top hand. So we will work on some of the drills to strengthen our top hand. And also on the bowling side, we have done some of the drills within our afternoon session. So some of the things were strengthening our back foot and our front foot while we bowl and correcting our hops. And one thing we must encourage is once you practice these drills, maybe get your parents to take a video and send it over to us so that we can correct it if there is any issue, slight adjustment needed and things like that, right? So we are always here. So we want to make sure that these 3 to 4 weeks when you are not playing a lot of cricket outdoor, you spend that time in rectifying some of the techniques and come back even stronger when the lockdown is over. I know a lot of trials going to start from December, January time. So this is a perfect opportunity to take that time and correct some of our techniques and come back stronger during the trial. So yeah, over to Jahid and Adam.
Cool. Cheers, Abby. So I think obviously moving on from what Abby's just said, most of the stuff that we're talking about here and giving you drills and all the time that when we're doing our sessions, what we're trying to reiterate to you is the basics. All right. Now, the best players just keep doing the basics, ball after ball, day after day. Yeah. And these drills that we've got for you are essentially just the basics. Yeah. They are potentially quite boring. They're not as fun as whacking the ball out the ground and bowling the ball as fast as we can all the time. But unfortunately, if we want to become better cricketers and play as good a level as we can, we've got to start doing these basics sort of day in, day out. And these drills that we'll be able to give you, you can do at home. You don't need too much equipment, and if you continue to do them day in, day out, there's no doubt that it will affect your game. And when we do come around to playing some cricket in the summer next year, hopefully a lot of you will start seeing the rewards of going through them sort of mundane hours that no one else potentially sees. But as a result of doing them, you see the rewards on the pitch. Now, I got told, and a lot of people obviously speak about these, what I just said there is something called the lonely hours, and that's exactly the reason why it's called them, is because you are on your own most of the time when you are training and doing things away from when we have contact with you. Because again, if you just come to us just for that 1 hour and a half a week, unfortunately that's not going to be enough to get you to where you potentially need to be or want to be, playing the highest level possible. So yeah, so obviously it's great that we're able to do this to continue the momentum that we've generated so far, and hopefully we can obviously continue to move you guys forward and giving you tools to become as good a cricketers as possible. So yeah, I'll pass on to Jahid now to go through a couple of drills that we've got for you this week. Yeah, Jahid. Make sure you unmute yourself.
Yeah, I'm unmuting you, Jahid. Go for it. Jahid, I think you're still on mute. You are still on mute. I think you're fine.
Is that all right now, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So, just obviously what Bolly just said there, guys, you know, just make sure you understand what the basic drills are so important for us. I'm just going to add one thing quickly before I demonstrate. Obviously, I was lucky enough to play with some of the greatest players in the world, to be honest. I'm going to use one example, which is Alistair Cook. I grew up playing with him. I've seen him throughout everything he's done. Again, I can just quickly just say, when his coach was Graham Gooch, every time Cookie used to struggle with his technique, whatever it was, I remember where Graham Gooch used to just get the ball and just literally just drop it in front of Alistair Cook, and he just literally gets him to drive the ball. Again, what I'm going to show you in a minute, he used to do that for 2-3 hours. It was ridiculous, to be honest, that determination that he had to carry on working on the same drill 2 to 3 hours. I mean, I don't know how he does that. I mean, that's incredible, to be honest. So first one I'm going to demonstrate is we want to work on our top hands. Well, I've noticed some of you guys when it came to the training sessions, when we do try to drive the ball, our bottom hand tend to take over. I mean, that's natural because that's our strongest hand. But we also need to, when we drive the ball, we need to make sure we have our top hand very, very strong. So one first exercise I'm going to demonstrate is this. All you do is just, obviously I'm going to use a plastic bat today. You know, it's going to be down to you guys what you prefer. I'll probably suggest we start with a lighter bat. If you start with a lighter bat, I think it's better. And as you get better and better at it, you can go into wooden bats because then it is a bit heavier. So start with the lightest one, and then once you get comfortable with that, or once you feel you strengthened your top arm, we can move on to the wooden bats. So all you do is a tennis ball and a bat. All you do, put the ball down in front of you, okay, and get yourself into that position, stance position there, and pick the bat up in that bat swing there, and put your other hand just behind your back. And all you do there, from there, looking at the ball, you're going to step forward and get the ball, hit the ball with the bat. So I have to chase my ball now. So that's one simple drill we can do. Put the ball down again, get yourself in that position, look at the ball there, step forward and use the arm to hit the ball. And again, same again. Just one more time. Again, get those hands down to the ball and swing. Again, hold that position there if you can also. And if you keep doing that with this arm all the time, you will see your forearm will start to ache. That means it's working. So that's the one way of strengthening top arm. The second one I'm going to demonstrate is this. All you do, your top hand, just keep it up. Keep it up, keep it up. see as many as you can. The more you do, obviously the more you're going to start aching. And again, you can adjust that by using plastic bat to wooden bats, because wooden bats will be heavier. That means it's going to make your arm work a lot more harder. Okay, so these are 2 exercises for you to work on. Making sure we're using the top arm to drive the ball, hold up position there, having your head over the ball. Now, if you struggle, start with putting the, hitting the ball. If you want to, you can also get a cone or anything to put the ball on top of it to make it slightly easier, I suppose, okay, if you want to do that. Otherwise, put the ball down on the floor and get those hands working. Okay, so that's 2 batting drills there. The second, next 2 bowling drills I'm going to show.
I've got one quick question. I've got one quick question here.
Yeah.
I've got one quick question. So one thing that I've realized that when you are hitting the ball, your back face for everyone is pointing, this face is pointing towards gully, right? And this toe end of the bat is up, right? Is there any reason? Is it because you get more strength and more power on the shot? You're unveiling the bat.
Oh, I see. Yes. Sorry. Good question, Abhibay. So yes, obviously the reason we get up, Bawley's spoken about this the other day. Instead of getting the whole arm going up, all you have to do from that position, just cock your wrist from there to there, and that way you can get a bit more back swing coming down to the ball. Okay, so if you just lift the bat up, just cock your wrist from there to there. From there, you can generate a lot more power coming down doing that. It gives you a lot more swing and power to the ball. Okay? Does that answer your question, Abhibay?
Yes, thank you. That makes sense.
Okay, cool. So the next drill we're going to work on is the 2 bowling ones. Is mainly to do with your strengthening your front and the back leg. As you know, when you get to the crease, we need to be nice and strong and balanced and drive through the crease to the target to be able to get a lot more pace and accuracy. It's simple as that, okay? So first one, you've done this with me before previously. So have a ball in your hand. Again, I set 4 cones there. You don't have to have cones. You can put any objects down as long as you get yourself in that bowling position here, what I'm showing you now. All you do, use your leg to push. Don't use your whole body to jump. Just the back leg only, using back leg only. Jump, hold. Okay, at least 2 seconds, then move on to the next one. Jump and hold, jump and hold, jump and hold. Okay? So that's one exercise you need to do. This is the one drill where a lot of you guys rush through. It's not a quick drill, it's more to do with control. Okay? So as soon as you jump, hold that position for at least 2 seconds. Then go to the next one. Then go to the next one. Okay? Now, the second exercise is this. Imagine you're bowling, okay? Bowling that position there. As you get to, as you're about to drive your back knee, hold that position there. I don't know if you can see from there. Hold on. So in that position here. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Okay, good. So in that position here, so imagine you're bowling, front leg lands, and you're about to drive your back knee forward and hold that position there. And from that position, okay, so your front leg is braced, and then all you do now is squat down and then push up. Squat down and push up. Make sure you keep your arm nice and high. So again, squat down and push up. Okay? Now, I would do that 10 reps, 3 sets. So if you do 3 sets of 10 reps a day, I think that's more than enough. Okay? So that way you're bracing your leg. Okay? So you're strengthening that front leg. Don't forget, if you brace your front leg, 2 things you get. One is to get height, and secondly, a pace. You get a lot of pace out of that. So those 2 exercises, back foot and front foot, to strengthening. Any questions?
And I'm guessing that this would be similar for a spinner as well, because we have got quite a few spinner. It doesn't matter, right?
Exactly the same. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Even the batters, they can even do that same thing. just to strengthen the legs. It's more to do with SNC as well. So I don't think it will change as much, no.
If any of you guys have a question, free to unmute and ask. But there was one thing that I had as a comment. You kids, when you do the top hand drill, which Jahid showed, make sure that your head and the ball are in the same line. You don't want to hit the ball when it is in front of your head. You should always have the ball under your eyes. Do you agree with me, Jahid?
I think, look, guys, Govind will try to share some videos which I've done in summer. So he can show them to you guys as well, just in case if you're not too sure. Then slow motion as well, so that way you get to see the whole thing. You can always pause it and forward and rewind it, everything. So it'd be good for you to have a look at the positioning, etc., etc. So it'd be quite a useful thing to have for you to have a look, just in case if you're not sure about anything. Yeah,
perfect. Do you want me to share it now, Jahid, or shall we just move on to Adam's challenge?
It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you. I mean, unless these guys got any questions, if they're not sure about what we just said, they're more than happy to.
Perfect. We'll do one thing. I'll share all the videos on WhatsApp. Adam, how about you show us your challenge for the boys this week?
Yeah, cool. So, yeah, just following on from obviously what Jahid said there, in terms of their bowling drills, especially from a strength conditioning point of view, and like he said about taking your time with all of them, there's no rush to do any of them. The key thing for all of them is being balanced, okay, and doing them right. If you feel unbalanced at any time, you might feel a little bit unbalanced. Can you challenge yourself to bring yourself back on balance? You might have to put your arms out a little bit to stabilize and get yourself back. But can you do them four or five hops without having to put your left leg down, or if you're a left armer, your right leg down? And then the same when you're doing the single leg squats. Can you do all 10 of them without having to put that other leg down for stability? So really work on that. And again, the same with the top hand drills. Just can you now 10 in a row, then have a little break? Can you then now another 10 in a row? And really focus on just absolutely nailing them simple drills, because they are pretty simple. Yeah, but I'm sure a lot of you will still potentially get them wrong. All right. So now a little bit of fun as well to keep you guys entertained. Now we've done obviously a little bit of batting, 2 batting drills, a few bowling drills. So this little challenge is going to be fielding related. And what we're going to get you to do is video yourself doing this challenge, and then off the back of that, I believe we'll have the winner will get some sort of prize, I'm sure, once we can reconvene. Now what this is going to be is we're going to look to see how many catches we can take off of the wall within a 1 minute period. Okay, so I want you to be about 5 big steps away from the wall. Okay, so again, you might be able to sort of see me in here. I won't be 5 steps away, but we're purely just throwing the ball against the wall and catching it, and that counts as 1. Okay, if you obviously drop it, that doesn't count, but you just carry on for that full 1 minute, and then however many you get, so it might be 20, it might be 50, however many it will be, that will be your score. So what I'd probably recommend is you maybe do some practice ones, and then for the real one, you obviously get the video out and send it in to us. So does that make sense? Everyone understand what that challenge is?
Do you do it one time?
Yeah. So
do you have only one go, or do you have more than one go, or not, or just one go?
So you can obviously practice.
Okay.
But then obviously when you're going to be filming it, that's going to be your only chance.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, even still with it, if you drop the ball or it bounces, you can obviously still quickly pick it up and go again. but you just don't. It's just however whoever gets the most within that 1 minute period.
Okay.
All right.
And it's 5 long steps, okay? Not 5 tiny steps. 5 long steps from the wall. So you want to have a bit of distance from the wall.
Don't forget, no editing the videos, please.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or background music is welcome, or any special effects.
All right. I think we have a few minutes left. If any of you guys have any cricket-related questions, feel free to ask Adam and Jahid and Avi as well. I have a question. Adam, who do you think is winning the IPL?
To be fair, I haven't been following it as much as I should be really. Who I see the quarterfinals at the moment, isn't it?
It's the semis. It's
semi-final.
Yeah, Delhi and Hyderabad, and I think it might be Bombay versus. I have a feeling Delhi have a good chance.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Well, Sunrisers have got a tough chase.
Yep, they have a tough chase.
189 to 1 or 190 to win. So is that Kane Williamson will probably get them over the line though, won't he?
Delhi
Yeah,
Capital.
Is he playing for them this year?
Yeah.
No, Kane's for Sunrisers.
Yeah, Kane Williams is playing. I mean, he's the one who got Sunriser over the line in the last game.
Yeah, he's a solid player. Yeah,
And
I support the Kings 11 Punjab in the IPL, but they never ever do any good.
Yeah. Jahid, I have a question for you. Who is the toughest batsman you bowled to? Avi and Adam don't count, and you're on mute. You're on mute. Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. There's many. Like I said, I think I've only had a short career, to be honest, and I've had plenty of good players I played with, and some of the greatest of the legends of the game, really. I think the person I did play against was, it was my debut against Australia. It was those tour match I played, and it was 2005 when the Ashes was going on. That's when Alistair Cook goes 200, by the way, that game, when he got recognised to go play for England. Matthew Hayden and Justin Langer is probably the toughest opening guys I've bowled at ever. Hayden was the most destructive one. He was just unbelievable. You know, if you don't bowl a good ball at him, you're struggling. Because such a big guy, you know, when you're bowling at him, it feels like it's a big brick wall in front of you, and you haven't got a clue how you're going to get him out. His presence is so big. It's very difficult, and I found him very, very difficult. I couldn't find a way to get him out at all. And any bad balls, any little, not bad ball, but even he is still able to drive me and score boundaries. That's the one person I find very difficult, actually, Matthew Hayden. Unbelievable batter.
Okay, thank you so much, Jahid. And anybody else with any questions, feel free to unmute and ask. No? This is one question from me to both Adam and Jahid. You guys coach a lot of age group kids at the county level. What is it that you think these kids need to do to get there? What is it that you look for when you do trials? Because these guys are going to be doing trials in a couple of months. What is it that you look for to say, yes, I think you should be coming and playing for county? Are there anything particular that you look for in kids?
Right, I'll start, Jay. So in terms of the stuff that I look for, and again, this probably come back to what we did in that last week, is a lot of game awareness. I think even I'd say of my kids that are in my team now, there's some good cricketers in there, but they are they don't know how to play the game of cricket still. Now they're only 13, 14 years old, so they're still young lads, but I'd like them to be a little bit more sort of savvy or have more game awareness than probably what they do. And I think there's so much more there's so much more to, I suppose, that you can contribute to a team if you have that game awareness than purely just being a batter, being a bowler and a fielder. You can obviously all of the lads there are good batters, are good fielders, are good bowlers. Well, no, they're probably not actually in terms of fielders. There are still some kids that aren't very good at fielding, even though they play in the Kent team. So I think game awareness and fielding is definitely a massive thing. I think in terms of batting and bowling, usually they sort of take it after themselves. You can sort of see the kids that stand out for sure. And I think in our group, there's definitely a lot of kids that are good at batting and bowling. I'd then question the other side of it, of understanding the game, and then the fielding side of it, which is what we obviously saw in that indoor game, was where a lot of kids getting run out, a lot of the fielding side of things, people not backing up, not understanding what's going on. So that's the thing that I'd definitely put emphasis on, outside of obviously concentrating on your bowling.
Thanks, Adam. Jahid, anything to add? You're still on mute.
There you go.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yes, sir.
So what just Paulie said, guys, I mean, it's pretty much it, really. I mean, game awareness. I think one thing I've noticed, I mean, I've been working for Kent for the last, well, five years now, actually. And I'm sure you guys know now, Min Patel is in charge of the academy. Now, he is very much keen on fitness and fielding. Those two things are really important, to be honest. Of course, you know, you still got to have your basics of when it comes to batting and bowling. If you got those basics right, that gives us a chance as a coach. We can work on that to expand their skills and go further, go into more depth about how we can make them better. I think the basics needs to be all there. So again, look, all the demonstration I've done today, for example, for the batting, just top hand, if you can drive the ball, show us a good technique to drive the ball, having a strong base position when you're bowling, you know, all those little basic stuff, you know, is all needs to be there, really. But fitness and fielding, it must be there. You can't hide from fielding when it comes to it. There might be a day where you don't get to bowl, might be a day where you don't get to bat, but there's no way in the world you can hide from fielding. It's everywhere now. You must be able to move, and must be able to catch, throw. I mean, these are the basic things that you must do. And that's what we normally look at, really.
Thank you very much, Jahid. You know, you hit the nail on the head, both of you, in the sense game awareness is super key. And I guess you guys have always been telling week on week to the kids to watch cricket matches and ask questions. And I think, Adam, that's what you mean. If you don't watch and you don't analyze and you don't question, you'll never get that game awareness. So totally agree with you. And Jahid, yes, I guess with the way cricket's evolved over the last few decades, the quality of fielding that you see at every level, even club cricket level, is just so high that it's important for you boys to work on your fitness and fielding, your food habits, all of that. Because if you're not, remember your competition is doing it. So you've got to be better than yourself, and you've got to be better than your competition. So work on your fitness, work on your nutrition, work on your cricket skills. Thank you very much, guys. I don't see anybody having any questions. So we'll see you next Sunday. Send in the videos. Any questions, just drop us a message on WhatsApp. Thank you very much, guys.
Cool.
See you.
Cheers,
Thank you,
Gavin.
guys.
See you later, lads. Have a good week.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Take care, guys. Cheers.
See ya.
Bye. Bye.